Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, back with a piece of the plate that is Cursed Mountain, because it's not a pie, it is literally just a plate now. And, yeah, we have a gimmick mission where oxygen pressure. We need to keep the pressure high, by the looks of it. I don't even... See, between the last episode and this one, I could have taken time to look up what hypoxia is, but... Wait, what am I looking at? Game, tank controls, not a good time. Beef.
Hard to breathe.
Wait, I saw a bottle back over this way and I can't jog because that lowers the pressure even further, and so considerate of the game to let me start at such a low level of gas. Well, this is nice. See, I thought at the end of the last episode that I saw a canister of O2, of oxygen, if you will, and... You say that, but I am seeing none. Unless that mirror-looking thing just there was one. Look, a tent. This... Surely they have a thing. Great, can we plunder them of their oxygen? Otherwise you will die of hypoxia. There we go. Now, I'm entirely mentally prepared to see how much that fills the meter and be incredibly disheartened.
Looks like O2. I hope it's full.
Boy, it had better be. But for now, we have a deadly ghosty sausage. Wait, did it auto-equip the shitty new Corlo? I didn't want to use the Corlo, because it's terrible. It's like scattershot with terrible everything. And game, now is not the time to be bad at responding, but before anything else, I am putting the keel back on because the Corlo is garbage. I don't know what that tone of voice was meant to be. And as far as... Oh yeah! Sort of glossing over the obvious elephant in the location. In the last episode, Bennett kind of just turned into a monster. Also, something was shaking, and I don't know what that was, so I'm just going to keep going like it ain't no thang. But yeah, Bennett, whether that was the real Bennett or not remains to be seen, but kind of turned into this weird monster deity thing, and we had a bit of a fighty-foo.
Fallen devils, not no mountain.
Excuse you.
Frank, it's not you. Are you there? Frank.
How dare you assume that I'm a foreign devil, you racist? Like, I may be foreign, but how dare you? Oh, hi there. Single-leg McGee. Which, no offense, just I observed you had one leg in that cutscene. Okay, just spawn right on top of me, that's the absolute pinnacle of fairitude. So, when it mentions death by hypoxia, is that... I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. But does that mean that my health will start ticking down, or is it just an instant death? Because this game can be kind of fucky with stuff like that, as we've seen before, where falling into a crevasse from the top of, well, a fairly high cliff on a mountain, that's enough for Eric here to survive. But if he falls off an inconvenient beam and lands one story below on a wooden floor in a monastery, that's enough to instantly kill him. Them's the breaks. I was about to say them's the breaks in my BJ, but, that's certainly not a term of endearment. Oh, we have wind now? What was the point of that other than to slow me down and use up more of my everything? Well, it seems to stop if I hold down the Z button and try to run. But I could be wrong there. Just anything to use up more of my oxygen. Goodness geef, this game. Okay, I just tried flailing and that seemed to do nothing. Power through it, you arse town. Otherwise, what the fuck do you want me to do? This seems like terrible game design. You're stopping me every couple of steps, and you're not telling me how to not be stopped. I need more oxygen, by the way, and you're giving me exactly 0 of it. Kind of funny, because O2, it's almost like 02, but it's not, because it's an O, as in oxygen. Which I need. Seriously, what is this about? It keeps blowing at me. Oh, convenient camera angle change, my favourite thing. Well, it's saved, so clearly there's going to be more oxygen soon. Just a question of where and when, and am I referring to this in terms of time or space? Oh, there's a canister. I can see it from here. Interrupted by cutscene.
Running out.
Someone good warning me about that in a pre-scripted cutscene. Damn. Are you going to be taking down my gas meter while I'm in this bit that I can't even control?
Hard to breathe.
Oh, you actually are, aren't you? That's seriously what I'm getting from this. Like, my gas meter is still ticking down. And so he's still going on about it here and now, even though there's nothing I can do about it. How about you all just stop? Yeah, it's all well and good warning me about that, but I sort of need this fucking bottle first. Good grief. And I bet I'm going to take damage just while I'm picking it up as well, because that's the sort of fair game design this game employs. I'm not even being salty. Like, my tone of voice makes me sound saltier than I am, but seriously, dropping 3 enemies on top of me in an extended cutscene where I can't control anything and it's penalised me for taking too long, even though I'm not the one who's taking so long to get there. It's a cutscene I had no control over. Now, can we please have a red emblem? And can you please be hit when I shoot you, like, at point-blank range? Good grief. Point at the damn screen. Doesn't help that I was being lag-parred, I suppose, but still. Taking so much damage that I can't even avoid. Well, at least it doesn't penalise me for doing... I've said this before. Doesn't penalise me for doing the quote-unquote wrong gesture with the Wii remote if I'm doing one of these sections. Because of all this flailing, it's hard for me to distinguish between one and the other, but... Okay. Now that you've wasted most of my fresh supply of oxygen, where go now? And of course, I would pause and read those books, but I want to get out of the blizzard first. If I could tell which way to go. Is that a bridge, or is that just more flag action? Oh, it's a ladder. As one would typically find in the mountains.
Hey! Eric! Over here! This way!
Okay, this I could believe as being an instant kill kind of, if you fall you die kind of thing, because yes, you're in a climate where you would probably die if you fell. But I mean, inside a monastery, really? And I want to smash those bottles, but oxygen is kind of a priority here. Because of course we arrived with that, like that red sliver in the pressure meter. Like the blue is just from what I've collected. The red is what we started with because the game is nice and considerate like that. You just climb up the right half of that ladder. Animation, it is a thing that this game does. Are we going to have another boss kind of challenge? Are you the real anything? You're not. Of course you're not. Are you a boss? Are you a bossy boo? Well, of course, why would you not be? Just... There's game design, and then there's putting you against a time limit and then deliberately doing everything in its power to waste that time limit. Yeah, don't think I didn't notice that thing behind the things that are stuff. There are stuffs in places. I'm guessing I can't damage the main boss until I've done all of the red emblems around the arena. But this guy's also here, and can also do a die if everyone else can get out of the damned way. Though once again, my priority is finding some more oxygen, because otherwise we are definitely not surviving this battle. I think that shape of swipe with a nunchuck is probably my favourite gesture because it's the easiest one for the game to register. Lag-par, no thank you. Contrast that one, which is the one the game has the most trouble recognising. Oh yeah, you just put me in an unavoidable wombo combo of ghostly death strikes. Yeah, that's fun and fine. Once again, I don't mean to sound as salty as I am, but this chapter does seem to reek of a lot of bullshits. In terms of, everything is designed to waste your time and oxygen, and then the game penalizes you, even if you're in a cutscene where you can't do anything about it. Please, make some oxygen appear out of nowhere. Otherwise you're putting the poxy in hypoxia. Where go? How make go? There are tent up there. Here is way to tent. Tent probably have oxygen. Me fail English? That's impossible. And other thrilling commentations. Oh, and there's a ladder as well. And a wind.
Then it's time for Thelma. Goodness! He's back.
No, he fell. Not quite the same thing. It looks like there's a giant invisible Goron breathing at us from just beyond the mountain. Because that's totally not a reference to anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Are we going to have to fight more ghosts to get to this oxygen? Because I will be rather displeased if we do. If we daisy do. Because, In the Night Garden is a show that is watched by some people. Strangest thing I could possibly reference. I don't know, there are probably stranger things I could reference Stranger Things if I knew anything about it. Now this one's kind of diagonal, so are we going to have to climb it? Are we going to have to walk it? What is the happy who's and the situation? Am I high? Or am I just I'm not the one who's oxygen deprived. Don't even try to play off your own stupidity, Tess. It's not funny and no one is laughing. Apart from the people who are. And to you I say, why? We're half full on oxygen, or pressure, or whatever. And I'm still very worried about it. And you know what? There's this shrine here, and this is about as much health as we started the game with, and all of a sudden I feel like it's not enough. So, we have plenty of incense. Might as well blaze it on... Might as well get high on the mountain. That's almost funny, I think. I'm trying, damn it. I'm very trying. Is this even the correct way that is to be of going? Because I can't see beyond the wind. Oh, there's a ladder. Then who put... I mean, I would say who put all these ladders here, but I mean the other climbers, presumably. Because we're not the first people to have climbed the mountain. That's kind of why we're here. Because if no one had climbed this mountain before, I don't think we'd want to either. Then again, I've said before, why would you pursue this as a lifestyle? You're right there, Frank. Eric, which one are you again? Eric, I think. Yeah, because Frank's the twat satchel. Yeah, okay.
Strangers, now at Goddess. Now Goddess laughs at them.
Jomo Menmo, do you have to be so insufferably smugly racist? Like, okay, one person disrespected your local traditions, and yeah, he was an asshole, he'll be punished accordingly. Everyone else has been frantically scrambling trying to rescue him, which is an act of really high compassion.
Tomo, not help, Bennett. Not help. Shh, jump it, boy.
Okay, yeah, Bennett is an asshole, but there's no reason why you have to use that as a platform for projecting your racial biases against us foreign devils. Yeah, it is wrong. I'll hold both hands up and say it's wrong for him to have disrespected the mountain's traditions, but that was entirely Frank's doing, and we're just here to try and get him back alive. Are you saying that it's better to let him die as atonement for him having disrespected local customs? Because if so, then I feel like a lot of UK residents would be put to death for not speaking the local language when they go on holiday, and that's a very watered down comparison, I admit, but still along the same lines. I feel like it's encounters like these where they want me to use the upgraded Corlo, because then it recharges a bit faster, it can hit multiple targets, but it just doesn't do enough damage. It takes too long to get from point A to point 2. Missing out point 1 entirely, apparently. Yeet badoodle. And other commentaries for slashery. Habaslashery. It's like haberdashery, but there's more... Yeah, the joke is obvious. What even is haberdashery, and why does it have such a ridiculous name? I want to say it's got something to do with curtains, or upholstery, or something like that. Well, whatever the case may be, it's a ridiculous name, and I want any haberdashers in the audience to know how I feel about this. Change the name of your profession, damn it. I don't mind what you do, I just mind that you call it what you call it. It's exactly none of my business. Good, more climbing. While an imaginary Chomolonzo spouts more racially impacted commentary at us.
Hey! Eric! Over here! This way!
Wow. World-class emotion and animation right there. Everything I'd expect for a game I bought for £2. Yep, still not letting that one go. It's funny how it makes me feel like I missed something huge in the first part of this chapter, for me to be so abundant in the oxygen department now, and yet to have been almost dying of it at the beginning. Like, in the very, very first instance of this chapter, yeah, you're supposed to start with almost no oxygen, and that's the initial challenge, to beat the odds, get some oxygen, and start going. But that first bottle that we found didn't last very long, and then there was none for ages, which says to me that there was probably a fair bit that was there that I just completely missed. Now, if I've learned from previous parts of the game, which previous parts of the game are probably just in tutelage, in preparation of... The game was teaching me to prepare for a level like this, where we need to use everything we know to get to the top of the mountain, or at least to relative safety as fast as possible. How did I start this sentence? Well, we know that we're against the clock, so we need to flail to climb up this bit, but if we flail on the patchy bits, then we'll fall.
Why make her do that? Good student. Smart girl. Anger, Chomo.
Well, you're not the fucking be-all and end-all, Miss Menmo. Nothing personal, but seriously, do you have to be so rude to everyone? Am I missing something with her? Is she meant to be likable? Because, yeah, she's right to be pissed off, but the way she's going about expressing this pissed offness isn't helping anyone, and is making her significantly less sympathetic of a character. Oh, I just realized the red wedge on the pressure meter is supposed to indicate the low area. I just thought that because it's the same color as the health meter, that meant that that was what the pressure meter would look like, and then the blue is just...
You who play, you not believe. Stupid you.
Stupid I, 'cause stupid you. But yeah, I thought that the blue was there because... You know how some games show how much damage you're going to take or how much you're going to heal before it actually happens, and then the rest of the bar fills in that color? Like, if you were to take damage and... in the spoilerific, merciless final fight of Undertale, for example, if you take damage, it'll highlight the bit you're about to lose in purple and then start to drain it. And I'm thinking this is the opposite of that, like, it'd highlight it in blue and then fill it up with red.
Chod is way. Chod can too. Chod is fierce.
If you say so. But am I the only one who thought that? So, blue is just oxygen, red is oxygen, but not as much of it. That was not clear. Just the blue looks so out of place, but it makes sense now that I know that it's oxygen. Or ossigeno if you speak Italian, because that was a very necessary inclusion of commentary. I would pat myself on the back for that. Camera, please don't make me walk off the fucking cliff. Oh, can I? Can I? Okay, yes, I can climb. This looks like a really overly serious version of the first area of Ice Cap in Sonic Adventure. Like, right down to the dodgy texture on that boulder directly above us, which totally isn't going to fall down on us heads and do us a yes sir concussion to the face and splat like a melon. Which is all one noun, especially in German and Finnish. Obviously, just in case you're watching the dubbed version of this Let's Play, which entirely exists. Shout out to my German and Finnish voice actors who portray me, question mark, question mark, question mark. And apparently we have a dub artist to read out my punctuation as well. Sarcastic exclamation mark. Shall I stop? Is there oxygen around here? You would have thought they would put one on this ledge for no reason other than it's part way up, but nope, apparently not. Okay, let the flailing resume. At least it's not as bad as the meditation flailing, and yep, I see you there, you patchy segment that might do me a death if I flail too much. Incidentally, are we there yet, or am I going to have to turn this entire mountain around and fly away into the sunset? Not even I know what I'm on about at this point. I mean, if you wanted to play this game for the raw gameplay experience that typifies...
Eyes truth, bones tell truth. Give flesh to gods, so bones can speak.
And another thing, Jomo, can you not fucking interrupt me? Like, this level as a level, or a chapter or whatever, seems to really typify, like, the raw Cursed Mountain experience, because it's got the... Well, it's not really got much in the puzzle department, but it's got, like, the climbing, the balancing, the toilet, you know, everything that the game's teaching you about, but with a slight time pressure. You're alright there, Eric, just stepping up. Okay, that's a save point, so I'm going to take this opportunity to... Well, first of all, I'll look at the books, and then I'm going to end the episode, just because we're at about 20 minutes. So, oh, Frank, what unspeakable bullshit have you said now? Well, I suppose at least this means that the whole rape scene is because he wanted to get the rituals done rather than because he wanted to rape her. That doesn't make it any more acceptable, but at least his motives aren't as bad as they were, but they are still unforgivably bad. Like, make no mistake, just... Anyway. Wow, top quality, being able to read my pointing at the screeniness. I hummed again, it's getting annoying. That... I feel like that's not how someone would write if they were dying. That'd be more like a cassette tape, or a recording, but they wouldn't write too hard, ... No breath left, like they wouldn't, but... willful suspension of disbelief. Anyway, I have been, and will continue to be, tessellating hexagons, and in the next episode we're going to make it the rest of the way up the mountain, I hope. I don't know, something's gotta come of a level of this challenge. A chapter of this level of challenge? I don't know. See you next time.